Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Yoppie Dude. Episode, I always forget the episode number. I think we're on 7 or something. And I'm just going to address the elephant in the room here, guys. You might notice a slight difference on screen right now as I'm talking to you. A little added bonus, if you will, to the usual Yoppie experience. That's right, everyone. Your eyes do not deceive you. If you're looking at the screen right now, you will see some beautiful waveforms ebbing and flowing with the buttery smooth sound of my voice. You know, I like to keep my finger on the pulse of what is hot in the industry. And really, guys, if you are paying attention to any podcast worth listening to, you will notice that they are incorporating more visual elements into the podcast. I think that most podcasts will benefit from visual content, and that is what we are now providing with these beautiful waveforms. They provide so much, guys. I could go on forever about it, really. I mean, they provide color. They're colorful. They have a certain personality to them. You know, they flow as my own voice flows. I can speak in a whisper. I can speak much louder and with authority, and they keep up with it all. It's actually kind of a testament to the wonders of modern technology, guys. And I think this is exactly what the Yoppie Dude podcast needed. You know, we get so many comments each episode of people telling us little ways that we can improve things. I've tried to improve my audio setup a little bit. I've tried to be a little bit more open about my financial needs and financial struggles. I think I've made that very clear, and by all means, we can talk about that plenty, maybe in next month's episode, whatever you guys want. But more so than anything, I see people saying, like, you need to get a leg up on the pod tower. What is the pod tower not doing that I can start doing and start raking in some benefits of taking that plunge into the unknown, we'll say? Well, there's no guarantee that this video will do amazing or anything, but I'll be keeping a close eye on those numbers and on those comments, and I think that you will find that this episode, with the visual stylings of the waveforms, this wonderful, beautiful gimmick or achievement, we'll say, they will help out the channel big time. This is like a new secret weapon for us. Speaking of the pod tower, they're still back and badder than ever. What do you expect? I did something really weird recently, where I guess they again could not be bothered to do an episode. Maybe they just didn't feel like it. At the drop of a hat, these guys just abandoned their audience. I'm sure next episode they'll come up with some bogus explanation of like a family emergency or a house fire or something. I don't know. If you want my opinion, I think they were just hiding from their audience after the stunt that they pulled in the last couple of episodes, where they reviewed these famous Batman the Animated Series episodes that everybody knows and loves. I don't remember the titles right now, but everybody, they go nuts for these episodes, guys. They're amazing episodes. They're incredible. They have such content. Apparently, the pod tower just dunked on them. They hated them. They tore them apart. They made fun of the animation. They made fun of the voice acting. They made fun of just about everything that you can make fun of. One has to wonder why they made this show where they look through the flawless DCAU, not a single bad episode in there, and decided to just tear it apart. As if we need more negativity in the world. I think that's what bothers me the most. And apparently there was a big backlash. The pod tower saw a massive decline in views. Apparently they got so many dislikes that they just turned off dislikes so you can't even see it anymore. Wow. Self-conscious much? And so how did they decide to address this controversy? They come up with this farcical concept where they return to walk back all their statements and only say nice things about the episode and just be positive overall. And as you can imagine, the episode is like a quarter of the length of their normal stuff, because if they're not saying negative things, then positive stuff just goes by in an instant. I'm just gonna say it. Too little, too late. What the pod tower fails to understand, the lesson that they are refusing to learn again and again and again, I don't know how many times they're gonna have to go through this, it's that they need to agree with their fan base 100% of the time. And if they deviate from the expectations and desires of that fan base, well, then they can only expect a loss of subscribers, a loss of views, and a loss of respect, assuming that they even have a shred of that left. Now, they could have ended it there, and it would have just been another disposable episode in their disposable series of episodes. Fair enough. But no, they took it a step further by getting me involved. Somehow, some way, these charlatans confabulated a false message from me and Yop, my old co-host, if you remember that guy. And so in this ridiculous forgery, the pod tower mimics me and makes me out to sound like I'm some sort of dim-witted complaining numbskull. And I have to ask, what was the point of any of this? What did they gain from this forgery? I do not appreciate, and I think if Yop were here, he would be in agreement. I do not appreciate my likeness being transmogrified into this Frankenstein's monster of a creation that the pod tower has unleashed unto the unwitting world. People probably listened to that and assumed that that was an actual message for me. That was not for me. That is a fabrication. You know, it was one thing when they stole all of our content. That's a whole conversation for another day. But it's an entirely different thing to also have our personality stolen, that on such a visceral level that it's so disturbing. I would like to believe that the audience who still listens to the pod tower, all 7 of them, I would like to believe that they are smart enough to see through this deception. Is that the case? Only time will tell. But all I'll say is this: our Yoppie Dude army grows by the day, our creativity knows no bounds, and our steadfast resolve will win us this war. That and the waveforms. I mean, look at them go. They're still going there. You guys seeing this? Hope you didn't take your eyes off the screen. Hope you kept a really close eye on those waveforms. Great looking, great. Well, I can't actually see them live. I've been told they take about 6 hours to render, so I guess that wraps everything up, guys. I will be back next month with another update on the Yoppie War. Maybe you'll hear some news about the Zeta project. Maybe you won't. I guess you'll have to tune in to find out. And the waveforms will return, guys. That is a Yoppie promise you can take to the bank. All right, time to get rendering.